A lot of rappers still, it seems like, want to be Tupac. They want to have his popularity. They want people to love them like everyone loves him. But why do you think no one's succeeding?
Well, because this is what they fail to realize about Tupac. In order for them to be Tupac, they would have to die before they peaked. Right before they peaked, they would have to die. So if you don't die, you can't do it. Bottom line, if you don't go die, you're not gonna be the next Tupac, because it ain't gonna be a next Tupac. Straight up.
All right, so how do you feel about the younger generation of music who are very much into sampling and have sampled your music? How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel three ways. One, it's lucrative because, they have to pay me a residual. Second of all, the rappers sort of, they validate where I was coming from before and sort of like recycles my sound to the younger generation. If it wasn't for Tupac and DR.DRE, I would have never made it to MTV. I mean, they really put my sound sort of into a whole different realm of fans.
A mutual friend of mine told me that Dre was looking for me. So she gave me the telephone number. I called Dre, and Dre said, "Yo, man, look here, I'm trying to do this cut, and I want to build it from the ground up. I don't want to sample. I want to do it straight from the studio." And I said, "Sure, man, let's hook it up." A couple of days later, he flew me out to LA, took me to his studio, beautiful house, beautiful studio. And what can I say? A lot of people are under the impression that I was the mastermind behind California Love, or that it was all my idea. But I have to set the record straight finally and once and for all, is that California Love was Dr. Dre's idea completely from start to finish. When I walked in the studio, he did everything, even as much as telling me how the melody should go. He sung the melody in my ear, and next thing I knew, we was California, California knows how to party. California knows how to party on the beach, yeah, yeah.
That's what's up. Now, what new things can we look to hear from you in the upcoming future?
Well, actually, this is my last show.
Police found Roger Troutman in an alley behind his recording studio, bleeding to death from 4 gunshot wounds. A few blocks away, Larry Troutman's car had slammed into a tree after he shot himself in the head with a bullet from the same gun.
Yo, YouTube, what up? It's your homie Gab, I'm in the building, and this is Machiavelli Media. Yo, today I wanted to shine some light and pay some respect to a true legend, a pioneer, a visionary, the one and only Mr. Roger Troutman. It's amazing to me when I listen to Computer Love that came out in 1985. I'm like, yo, this dude is really talking about meeting women online, then going out on dates and shit. If that ain't some psychic ability at work, then I don't know what was, because, the World Wide Web didn't become popular, or even, something that most people had at their fingertips until the early 1990s. So, and it really didn't take off until the 2000s. So this guy was way ahead of his time. I don't know what he was smoking or what he was drinking, but goddamn, Roger was on some shit. But some people may think that Tupac's first experience with Roger Troutman was California Love. But if you're musically inclined and you have an ear, you may have already noticed that that wasn't the case. That the first time that Tupac, sampled some of Roger Troutman's music was on I Get Around, on Roger Troutman's smash hit, Computer Love. Very dope. The thing about Roger Troutman is that he embraced the youth. He was, progressive, and he didn't mind rappers sampling him. And he didn't mind working with rap artists. At this time, a lot of musicians and, elder statements in the music industry didn't take too kind of the rappers sampling their music or wanted to, be in cahoots with them. Like, James Brown got upset because of the countless samples that, hip hop took from him. And, Prince had already told rappers, don't even think about touching his stuff. He's suing. Bradford Marcellus kind of looked down on rappers, but Roger Troutman, embraced it. But, Shock G had the brilliant idea of taking, that small clip from Computer Love and putting it on Tupac's I Get Around, and the rest was history. But had to give him his props for that. Salute Mr. Roger Troutman and salute to Shock G for, for seeing the beautiful connection, should I say, in the material. But fuck all that. I mean, Roger Troutman inspired a whole sound of music in artists. I mean, anybody that's using the electric box, auto-tune type of thing, from Devontae Swing to Teddy Riley to T-Pain to, Freddie Wap, any of these artists, they got the auto-tune sound to their vocals. Kanye West, it all stems from Roger Troutman. That's a fact. His contribution to music is bigger than what most people will admit. But in this little brief interview here, Roger Troutman talks about how it was DR.DRE's idea to put him on California Love. And he also gave a shout out to Tupac, because he said without Dre and Tupac, he would have never made it to MTV. That's crazy. He said he would never make it to MTV if it wasn't for the young rappers reaching back and paying homage and bringing him into what they got going on. Roger Troutman's story is a very tragic one, especially if you figure out how it ended. Now, this is what bothers me about the music industry itself. They never give us, meaning the record labels, meaning the show promoters, they never give the groups, especially the black groups, enough currency to split amongst themselves to stay together. You have groups like the Rolling Stones that's been touring for 50 years, 60 years. Mick Jagger damn near in his 80s. They still going strong. Everybody eating good. But every time you see a black group, it ain't enough bread to go around. They pick one person out the group and say, you the star, come with us. And later for the rest of these chumps. Let them fend for themselves, right? Roger Troutman is that. The Troutman brothers had been around for a while. And then one day, Roger decided that basically he didn't need his brothers anymore, or should I say brother, Larry Troutman. And he didn't take it too kindly. Allegedly, money was the deciding factor in the murder of Roger Troutman and the later suicide of his brother, Larry Troutman. It's pitiful that money can make a brother murder his own flesh and blood. We say it all the time, but never on this scale. So once again, I want to give a rest in peace to Roger Troutman. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to sub to the channel. This is Machiavelli Media. It's been a pleasure as always. I'm your homie Gab. I'm signing off. I'm about to hit y'all with the peace.